Hi crafty friends, Carrie here. Welcome to day 3 of the 25 gifts under $10 hop. And today's project is a planner. And so this that I got here, this was from the Dollar Tree. It's a weekly 2020 calendar that I picked up. This is the pink vinyl cover that was on it, which I've taken off. And so this measures about 8 inches wide and 6.5 inches long. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take this file folder and I am going to cut a piece of the file folder that's going to be part of the cover. Now this is going to be completely covered in decorative paper, so you're not going to see the file folder at all. But I'm doing the file folder because it's fairly sturdy. And I'm just doing this out of paper. I'm not doing any fabric or any vinyl or anything like that. So I want to make sure that I have something that will be relatively sturdy. And so I am just trimming this down to size. And I'm just double checking, because I hate it when I cut something and then I'm wrong. So I'm cutting this at 7 inches, I believe. And then I'll cut it at 9 inches wide. Now I want to have the places where you fold the natural crease, what do you call those things? Score marks that are on a folder. I want them in the middle. So that's what I'm just kind of doing, is figuring this out, because I want this to be a total of 9 inches. But I want equal amount of space on each side from the little score lines, because they'll kind of be like a natural curve for the spine. Okay, so now I have that done, and I'm going to use this paper pad, which is Spring Posies. And if you didn't have a file folder, I'm just saying you could use like the cover off of a paper pad. It's fairly sturdy. So this is going to be the front cover. And then this here will be the back cover. And I think I might want to use that piece. So I lay it aside, but actually I end up not using it. Okay. So for the front cover, I want this to be about 1 inch more all the way around. So I will do it 8 inches. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. 9 inches wide and I think 8 inches long. Yeah. Okay, now I'm going to coat this in Mod Podge. I'm using matte Mod Podge. If you don't have it, you can usually pick these up at the Dollar Tree in 2-ounce bottles for $1, which would be more than enough for the project. The matte is not sticky when it dries, and it gives the paper more strength. It's kind of almost like a plastic coating. So I'm just pouring some here into this little dish. And then I'm just going to take this foam brush and just cover this paper with Mod Podge. Okay, and then once I have it covered, I'll just lay it to the side to dry. And then I'm going to cut the paper for the inside cover. And so the inside cover, and it's good to try to check your paper for the for the grain. You'll find that it bends easier in one direction than the other. and I want it where it bends easy because it's going to have to curve. So I'm actually cutting this 1/8 of an inch shorter and 1/8 of an inch less on the width because I want it just a teeny bit smaller. So I did like 6 7/8 long and 7 7/8 wide. But you would have to measure whatever notebooks you're using. So I have made signatures. The Dollar General normally has some little blank little journal notebooks where I think you get like 3 in a pack for $1, but my Dollar General was out. So I just took some plain copy paper, cut it down to match the size of the Dollar General notebook. And now I'm picking out papers for the covers for the different ones. And then I'm going to put in one of these little pads. These are also from the Dollar General. You get 5 of them in a pack and you just have to separate them. And so I'm going to come back in here and pick out paper for the cover because I want to make a cover for this as well, and that's going to go in the journal. Okay, so we're going to cover it first, and this pad is 3.5 by 5, and I'm just I put the papers that I had Mod Podged, they're dry, and I put them under my mat just to help them be nice and flat when I go to use them. So I'm going to cut this down to 3.5 by 5 to make a cover for the tablet. Okay. And I'm making it, I think, 7 inches so that I can have some to fold over in the back. And now I'm just going to line it up and just kind of fold this over, increase it down. To make the cover. I'm going to take just some little tacky glue and run it right along that glue strip that's on the tablet. And then I'm going to use my bone folder to get it in contact really well. And then I'm going to put glue here on the back and do the same with the bone folder. Now when I come in here, I realize this one sheet is stuck, so I pull it off. And that frayed the cover paper just a little bit. So I'm going to take a piece of washi tape to fix it. I'm just putting little dots of glue right at the end. That's just to make sure the washi tape is stuck down good, since it's going to be on the tablet. And so I'm just cutting it flush with the cover. And so I have the tablet covered now. And so we're going to move on to the notebooks. And I'm going to cover the little calendar one first. And so I'm just setting up the length, which, like I said, is 7 inches on this particular tablet. So I'm cutting this to the 7-inch length. And then I'm going to take my ATG and I'm just going to put some tape onto the cover. And then I'm going to take glue and add glue in as well. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is to just take it here and I line it up on the edges. And then I just use my bone folder to get it down really good. And then I just kind of take this and fold it over. And now I will put ATG tape on here, and I will have to change my tape roller out. Okay, there we go. And then I just come in and I will add some glue in here as well. And some right along the spine, and then I just fold that back over and use my bone folder to make sure everything is smoothed down. And then I I will take scissors and just cut right beside the cardboard. And then you have your book covered. I like to do it this way rather than trying to cut the paper to fit because it always messes up. Okay, now I'm going to cut paper for the little inserts that I'm making from the copy paper. And I'm just double checking, trying to make sure I get that. And I want it about 1/8 of an inch wider on each end, so about 1/4 of an inch total. Then the pages, and then I'm going to come in here and I will cut the next one. That's just me double checking because I'm always paranoid. Okay, and then we will get this one cut, and we have our cover pieces ready. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is use some cotton crochet thread, and the needle I have, I got that at Joann Fabrics. They're called doll needles. You get like a pack of 5. They're nice, long, sturdy needles. Now I'm just going to tuck my pages in, get it nice and level, and then I'm going to take this, I don't know what you call it, pokey tool thing, and I just eyeball the center and poke it straight through. Keep the pages held together well, and I start my thread through. And you're going to leave a tail, and then what I do is come to one of the ends, and about 1 inch from the top of it, I just poke it through, and then I'll come through from the other side and pull it back in. Tighten the threads, and then I come down to the other end, poke, same thing, about 1 inch, and get my tool through there. Then feed the needle through, and just check the threads, making sure I have it fairly tight, and then holding the thread in there, I feed the needle back through that center hole, and then I want a thread on each side of the center thread, and then I just check my threads and pull till I get I want them taut, but I don't want to pull too tight because I don't want to tear where I push through. And then I'm just simply going to do a knot, and I do a double. Now when you do this, you could leave the tails, you could tie a charm or some other way of ending it, but for this one, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to tie a bow here in the center, and then I'll knot the bow and clip off the threads. Okay, and then once we have this done, we will do the same thing for the other insert. So we'll just get the needle ready again and fold the paper in half, crease it, get our inserts in, and we will do the same thing with poking the hole and sewing this signature. So these are come together relatively quickly. They're easy to make. And you can do this for any type of traveler's notebook or anything else that you want an insert for. Now, if you can get 3-pack of the notebooks at Dollar Tree, it's probably worth it, and then you could just change out the cover if you would like to have a cover that goes with your planner. Okay, so now we're going to go on to making the cover of our planner. So I'm just getting this ready. I'm going to take some tie back. Now this is just a piece of an old priority mail envelope, and I'm going to cut this to about 1.5 inches wide. Tie back is very hard to tear. It's like nearly impossible. And so I'm just going to center this on my spine. I'm going to put some tape down here. I'm going to take this, I'm going to center it. And I'm going to leave it about 1 inch longer. And then I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm just repositioning a little bit. And then I'm going to take these and fold them over. We will be punching holes here, and this will make it extra sturdy. Okay, so I have tape. I come in and I add some glue as well. And then I'll take our cover piece, and then I just center this, make sure I have it where I want it, and then I press it down, and then I will take a bone folder and just come over and really press down hard all over, making sure that I get good contact. I realize that the file folder is not sturdy enough to actually fold the paper up against like I normally do for a cover. So I'm just going to use my scoreboard and come in and score right up against the file folder to make it easier for me to fold this paper around the edges. Because I do not want it in the file folder. I just want to fold the paper around it. And I don't know if you can see, but there's like, you can see where the score marks come together. And I'm just snipping right in there. It leaves a little, kind of makes mitered corners, and this will make a nice neat fold when you come around to do the edges. So I'm just folding it up, and I'm coming in with a bone folder and creasing it down, because you want this to be very secure when you're done. Okay. And then I will come in here and I will add glue to these pieces, and I will use my bone folder and just make sure that I have it very securely down. I think this journal is going to be very pretty when it's done. And this is really very easy to make. It's not difficult at all. And here again, because really, I mean, it was $1 for the calendar insert, and then the rest of this stuff is stuff that I have in my stash, an old file folder. I already have the paper pads. But even counting the cost of the sheets of paper when you take them out of the paper pad, this journal is well under $10. It's probably more like $5. Okay, now I'm just going to run some ADG tape all inside on the file folder part. And then I'm going to take my inside cover piece, and I'm going to come in here and I'm going to put glue all over. And once I have this done, I will take it and I am going to center it. So just checking to make sure I have it centered well, and then I press down, and then I start the process of pulling my bone folder across, wiping up any glue that leaks out, and really working to make sure that this is down good and snug and has made contact. Now I'm going to use my glue bottle and just kind of put it there in the center to kind of roll this around. And then I just take my bone folder and I work it, because it does start to crease a little bit, and I want it smooth on the inside. So I just keep working this until I can get this to curve. Now I'm going to just kind of set the inserts in and work on the cover. And you're just working on it till you can get it to curve nicely and be fairly smooth. Now I'm pulling out some little eyelets in blue, and I'm going to use the smaller setting. And I want this to be about 1/4 inch up. And I'm just going to use a pencil to make a little mark. I just want it to be about 1/4 inch up, and then I want to make sure I get this one centered. So I'm just measuring and finding my center, and I'm going to make a little dot. Just making sure I get it 1/4 inch up. Okay, and then I will punch the hole, and I will set the eyelet. And then I will repeat this on the other side. And get my center one done. And then I will take my punch, and I'm going to punch a hole on each side of the center one about 1/4 of an inch over on each side, so that I have 3 holes on the top and 3 holes on the bottom. And then I am punching a hole in the center of this signature on the spine. And then I will add an eyelet there. Just getting it so it's crimped down good. Okay, now this is elastic cording from the Dollar Tree. I would recommend getting your elastic cording someplace else, like Hobby Lobby, Michael's, or whatever, because this cording is very thin, and what I'm going to end up doing is actually using it doubled, because I don't think just single that it's enough. So it probably really would be easier, and in the long run probably no more expensive to get your cording, your elastic cording, someplace other than the Dollar Tree. So I'm just going to fold this in half because I want it to be doubled. And then you're going to start with one of the outside holes and pull it through. And you leave a fairly long tail because you want it to come up to the middle. And you go up to the other side on the same hole that's across from the one you went through, and then you come back through the center hole and then go to the other end in the center hole and just work the cording through, which would be easier if I was using a single piece, which if I had better cording I would be. Okay, and then you'll end up coming back through the middle hole again. I'm sorry, I'm having trouble getting it in, which is why I keep pulling it out of frame, is try to work it in. There are better videos on how to do the cording, so you might want to Google lacing, because I'm afraid my demonstration is not working very well. And I'm just trying to get it to push back through. So anyway, you want to get your laces done. And this will have 4 places where you can put 4 signatures once you're done with it. And once you finally get this through, then you will tie it off with that first tail that you left. And you want your elastics to be taut, but not where it bends the book, the cover. Now I'm going to take a piece of pink and a piece of blue, because I just decided to be, I don't know, colorful or something for the outside. This is the one that's going to go through the middle, and I do have some trouble getting it through because I am feeding through 2 pieces of elastic. And so I just use my pokey tool and press until I can get it to come through. And then I pull it, and what I do is I check it, and then I'm going to tie it off. I do a double knot. Okay, now we're going to put our inserts in. I put the calendar in, and then one of the other one. And now I'm going to attach the notepad. Oh, sorry, actually I want to do these envelopes first. Now, this is a 9x6 envelope that I folded in half. And I just cut the top piece off, and now I'm going to take some decorative paper and make a, I don't know what you call it, a flap. So, I'm just marking it, then I'm going to put tape down, and I put that on there, and then I fold it over and crease it down, and then I'm going to do the other side. And so this is going to give like a place where the person could tuck in receipts or anything else that they just needed. And I'm figuring out where I want to put it. I end up putting it right behind the calendar. Now I just add some tape and a little bit of glue to my pad, and then I'm just going to come in here, center it in, press it down, and then we have it. And so we have our tablet, our calendar, pockets to put stuff in, our signatures, and that completes it. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please subscribe if you haven't. Leave any comments or give me a thumbs up, and have a wonderful, happy, crafty day.